balls in the first pitch. Misses downstairs, and we're underway. What can we expect to see out of Maddie Pinta today?
Well, actually, I think that first pitch is really telling. I mean, she has high velo. She leads the conference, those 131 strikeouts to only 25 walks. But starting off the game with that changeup there, and I really think that's going to be key to slow these Tennessee bats down.
Hard hit foul ball this time by Malloy. Even the count up at 1-1. Tennessee wins Friday night's game by a score of 5-1. Last night, the Lady Vols on top. Once again, they doubled Auburn up and won by a score of 8-4. Tennessee currently riding a 20-game winning streak. It's the longest winning streak in the entire country. Man, this Tennessee team is good. Yet to lose in the SEC, but Maddie Pinta's also good. With a pitch like that, she's ahead in the count now, 1-2.
Yeah, you talk about that winning streak. I mean, obviously they haven't lost, so they haven't lost in SEC play either, and that is a program best start that they have right now, 8-0.
1-2 pitch coming to Malloy. Chased after it. It's a swing and a miss strikeout. That's the first out of the inning. It's a really good batter that Maddie Pinta just struck out.
And again, this is going back to yesterday. I kept saying, keep the ball down. You got to keep the ball down on these Tennessee bats. And Maddie Pinta does just that right there. And you see the results.
Strikeout number 1 on the day. Strikeout number 132 on the season. Pinta continues to lead the SEC in that category. Down the line we go. Zeta Pooney will be the batter here for Tennessee. As Pooney pops this one up in the air at second base. Annabelle Wedra makes the catch for the second out of the inning. First start of the season for Annabelle Wedra at second base. She's been a pitcher, she's been at third base, now playing second, and it's just that thing we always talk about. You find a new position, you enter the game, the ball very quickly finds you.
Right, it took us a couple minutes. We're looking at the lineup going, wait, where is she playing? Who's playing where? But great start here for Pinta. 1 pitch, 2 outs there, and that's going to be key too, because she threw quite a few pitches on Friday night.
119 pitches on Friday for Maddie Pinta. Just 6 so far in this one, and yeah, limiting the pitch count will go a long way for this Auburn team. McKenna Gibson, the batter for the Lady Vols. She had a home run in yesterday's game. This one misses outside, ball 2. Gibson, one of several Tennessee softball players native to the state of California that they made the cross-country trek to Knoxville, and now playing for the Lady Vols. 2-0 and caught at short by Nelia Peralta, and just like that, Auburn with a brief shutdown. KK McCreary started her career at Tennessee and now playing for Auburn, getting a chance to go up against her former team as Carlin Pickens throws a first pitch strike. Anna Wohlers, the leadoff batter, the junior transfer from DePaul, now playing for Auburn, getting the start at third base today. And this pitch in on the hands, and Anna Wohlers will start to make her way down to first. We saw this on Friday. Anna Wohlers in the batter's box with Carlin Pickens pitching as well.
Man, I'm up here grabbing my arm as soon as that happened. That hurts, and especially when you're facing somebody who can hit 72, 73.
Olivia Kim, Auburn's athletic trainer, and head coach Mickey Dean chatting with Anna Wohlers, who was in considerable pain, as we get another look.
Oh, it got under on that backside, that right on the elbow.
So Auburn, the leadoff runner, safely aboard, but the concern right now is Anna Wohlers. She makes it to first base. There's a look at number 18 running. KK McCreary in the batter's box. Pitch high upstairs for ball 1. The one nice thing for Auburn, they've got so much position versatility up and down the order that is it for Anna Wohlers today. Auburn's got a couple of moving pieces that they can do to make things work defensively.
Yeah, and you just really got to hope for Wohlers that she's okay. She's been a really big part of this Auburn offense, and it's just a tough spot to get hit.
So 1-1 the count to KK McCreary. As McCreary will lay down a bunt, it gets past the pitcher, Pickens, and everybody's going to be safe. Terrific job from KK McCreary. I think she surprised everybody a little bit.
I mean, you got to appreciate the effort, right? And first of all, you're asked after you hit 2 home runs yesterday to lay down a bunt, and it gets up there, just finds the only spot it can drop.
And so now Michaela Packer will be the batter for Auburn with runners at first and second and no outs in the inning. Again, terrific effort from Carlin Pickens, laying out, trying to make the play, but everybody's safe. Packer showing bunt, and there's a strike inside. It's 0-1. Michaela Packer was honored yesterday for her senior day. This Auburn softball team will have individual senior days throughout the course of the rest of the season for the seniors who have meant a lot to this program over their 4 years.
Got to say that
able to recognize yesterday.
Pac-Man shirt they gave out for her was pretty cool.
0-2 to Auburn center fielder. There's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Carlin Pickens comes right back and gets the first out of the inning.
If you're Auburn right there, you know, you're asked to do a job, put a bunt down, you're not able to, and then swing at this pitch way out of the zone. Not able to move the runners.
It's the 126th strikeout for Pickens, just behind Maddie Pinta, her opposition today for most in the league. So Auburn shortstop Nelia Peralta had a double in yesterday's game. Native of Wellington, Florida, looks to drive in Auburn's first run. The 1-0 pitch misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Auburn is yet to take the lead in either of these first 2 games, but they're threatening here in the first.
And again, that seems to be a theme that Coach Dean keeps talking about. We can get runners on, we can get runners on, he keeps saying, and then it's just a matter of executing and putting them across the plate.
Patient approach here from Nelia Peralta, who's very quickly ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes.
I got to tell you, JJ, I'm kind of disappointed that the miles per hour is not registering on the scoreboard.
Pickens might be throwing it too fast. And there is a ball. It's a 4-pitch walk to Nelia Peralta, and the bases are loaded.
Up the bat. Number 3.
See what Auburn can do with this bases loaded opportunity as they bring Isis Tresvik to the plate. Tresvik hit her first home run of the season yesterday. As the first pitch to Tresvik's taken for a strike.
That's one she was looking for yesterday, too, for a while. I mean, been having some decent at-bats. Certainly not the year that she had last year, but she got all of that one yesterday.
Yeah, 9 home runs a season ago. Good feeling to hit the first one yesterday. Tresvik, a hard hit ball to short. It's off the glove of Mueller. 1 run will score. Auburn's going to try to score 2. The throw to the plate is late as KK is underneath the tag. And it's 2-0, but Tennessee staying tight. Amelia Leck, the batter. It's a 2-0 lead here for Auburn in the first as Leck takes the first pitch strike.
Kind of want to go back to that KK McCreary bunt. Again, asking to play some offense, do a job, puts it in play. It's able to find a spot in the field that lands and then starts some offense here.
Yeah, and KK comes around to score. Beats the throw to the plate on that slide. Leck quickly behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Check swing back to the circle, and Pickens will get the lead runner over at third. Smart play by Carlin Pickens. Almost looked like she hesitated for a second whether or not she was going to throw it to third. Ultimately does, and that's a good decision.
I mean, smart play, and actually she made it look really easy because that can be difficult to turn your body that way and fire a dart over there. I mean, it goes anywhere down the line, that's another couple runs.
So 2 outs here in the inning for Aubrey Lisenby, Auburn's starting catcher. Takes a strike. Lisenby nearly hit one out of the yard yesterday. Off the top of the wall, kept in play. A good hit for the Tigers as she'll put this one in play, and at third, Gibson's got it. Her throw to first brings the inning to a close. But Auburn strikes first. Riley West will lead it off here for Tennessee as she fouls off the first pitch. We do want to show you Riley McNeamer playing second base now here for the Auburn Tigers. Again, as Riley McNeamer came in to run for Anna Wohlers after she was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the first inning. Here's a look at Riley McNeamer now playing second.
And listen, as a former second baseman, I have to just give her an absolute shout out for flashing the leather last. That was one of the most incredible plays up the middle that I have seen.
Incredible play for McNeamer, and now she's asked to come in defensively. And 1. This one misses the strike zone for ball 2. When we were talking about Auburn's second baseman in the first inning, that was Annabelle Wedra, and it was her first start of the season at second. We're used to seeing Wedra over at third base. And what do you know, Amy? Now we've got Annabelle Wedra back at third base.
Back at third base. I mean,
Things
it's
keep
just
moving over.
Moving pieces around. A lot of utility players out there.
Pinta falls behind. It's 3-1 to the Tennessee left fielder, Riley West. Out to short and on the run. Nelia Peralta makes the catch to put it away. Second put out of the game from the Auburn shortstop. Bit of range there.
And sometimes she makes it look too easy for me, I'm telling you. Oh, goodness.
So Destiny Rodriguez, the second baseman for Tennessee. She's got 5 homers on the year with 26 hits. And takes the first pitch strike from Pinta. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch off the plate outside for ball 1.
That's the thing with these Tennessee hitters. I mean, they have proven they know what the strike zone is. And if you can make Pinta bring it in just a ball over the plate. So that's what you see. You keep the chess match here. It's like she's still trying to get him to swing at her pitch, and Rodriguez having a good at bat.
So Auburn pitching staff, kind of the one flaw this season, giving up more home runs than they would like to. There's a called strike, 2-2. So you got to find a way to paint the corners and throw strikes without it being, right down the heart of the plate.
Right, and that's, I mean, I think Pinta right now is trying to find where that strike zone is. I think she feels like she may have painted that outside corner a couple times and hasn't gotten it called, but gets the inside pitch there.
2-2. Popped up and out of play into the seats. It's also easier said than done, Don't throw it right down the middle.
Right. All of it. All of it easier said than done.
"20 consecutive wins for the Tennessee Lady Vols, and in the SEC, as good as it gets in conference competition. I mean, just really impressive, the winning streak that they're on.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited to watch this game today.
A chance for Wedra at third, and there's the second out of the inning.
But the couple weekends coming up, next weekend is some really good softball too. Tennessee's going to face off with Georgia, top 2 teams in the league.
Auburn will be out of conference play next weekend. They'll host an invite with a couple of non-SEC teams. Then they're back into action.
If I'm not mistaken, Texas, Oklahoma plays each
Also
other.
play next weekend.
Yeah.
Good softball coming up for sure. No balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Taylor Panel fouls this one off. It's 0-2.
You know, the way Penta is approaching this game is kind of what's been happening. That's the pattern, right, throughout the year. Maybe not the best outing on Friday, and then seems to really lock in on Sunday. And so far, that's exactly what she's doing.
2 outs, bases empty. An 0-2 pitch misses just outside. A 1-2 will hop up to the plate to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looked like that one just got away from Maddie Penta.
Really did. Just kind of fell out of her hand there. This just be huge right now to go 1-2-3 and then be able to go 1-2-3 again. I think that's one of the things with this lineup. The more they see you, obviously. I mean, in the 3rd inning yesterday, it was already 2 times through.
Yep. 2-2 pitch. Trying to paint the corner, but can't quite get it. Home plate umpire Chris Neighbors thought that one was a little outside.
That is tough. I mean, I guess you just say good eye to the hitter.
Three balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Hit well down the left field line, but turning foul. Every ball hit by Tennessee is just so hard.
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday, the home runs were not like shots out of the park, but just really high and kept carrying, getting out. There is not an easy out in this Tennessee lineup.
Payoff pitch misses outside, and it's a walk, the first base runner of the day for Tennessee.
Just a really good at-bat by Pennell there. I mean, got herself down and came all the way back. And again, any base runner, doesn't matter how many outs, Tennessee can threaten.
And Sophia Nugent will be the batter. Highlighted her a little bit earlier. The Tennessee catcher hit 2 home runs in Friday's game, bringing her season total to 6. First pitch to Nugent's outside. And that's always the concern, because now with the base runner, Amy, Tennessee is 1 swing away from tying this game up.
Right, and I mean, we're talking about the 7-hole hitter.
Yeah.
You go 7, 8, 9, and it just doesn't let up.
Take a look at some numbers for Sophia Nugent. She has really picked it up this series compared to the first 6 that she played in SEC play.
I mean, 4 for 16 isn't terrible, but to turn it around like that.
Been a big weekend.
It's been a great weekend.
Ahead of the count, 1 ball and no strikes. It's a called strike, and it's 1-1.
And that's when you know that Penta is kind of locked in. When she's having a little trouble maybe finding the zone, you can come back with that changeup and count on that.
1-1. Popped up in the air, out in foul territory. How about the sliding grab from Nelia Peralta? What a play from the Auburn short.
Either of these pitchers, you give them some run support.
Looked like Wohlers had a smile on her face, though. Good to see treatment there for Wohlers. It's Mariah Penta, designated player today for Auburn. Younger sister, of course, of Auburn's starting pitcher, Maddie Penta. Mariah looking to get the offense started for the Tigers here in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, she just came and ripped that ball down third base, foul, but certainly ready to hit. I mean, Again, Pickens with the velocity. Looks like it hit 73 up there. It's working now. I had some inside intel from my man Tucker texting saying that very first pitch was 75.
1-1 up high for ball 2. And there's no doubt about it. Carlin Pickens is one of the hardest throwers in all of college softball. A 2-1 pitch to Pinta, and there's a strike. That one's 72 on the radar gun.
I mean, I know it feels obvious. Obviously, with her frame, she's much taller. With her step, she's closer. But, I mean, when you already have less than a second to make a decision and then you cut that down even more.
It's up in the zone, and now the count's full. What'll give here? It's a full count to Auburn's leadoff batter, Mariah Pinta, here in the bottom of the second. Payoff pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Gibson's got it, and the throw a little high, but able to make the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about flashing the leather already. Peralta diving out there and making a play, but Gibson all weekend long and making plays like that look easy, and they really are not. Just super athletic, scooping everything up.
So Annabelle Weidra will be the batter here for Auburn. Now playing third base, hits one right back to Pickens, who makes the play in a strong throw over to first. Pitch it, field it, get the out. That's what Pickens just did.
Number 18, Riley McNeemer.
So here's Riley McNeemer, her first plate appearance today after coming in for Anna Wohlers back in the first inning. McNeemer still looking for her first hit of the season. Takes strike one. Limited plate appearances this season for McNeemer.
Yeah, and it seems like and limited in the field as well, but when she gets her opportunities, she's done a great job, right? Defensively, and you'd like to see her do it offensively here.
McNeemer behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch, just high. And it's 1-2.
I love it at the beginning of a game when a strike zone is getting established, but as the game goes on, if it stays close and those pitches, fans start getting a little louder.
Yeah, we've got several additional umpires here in the seats right behind
Everybody
the plate
can
as well.
do it better, right?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the bases empty here in the second. And look at Riley McNeemer working the count back full. Full count with 2 outs. And 1 hit right back to Pickens. Look at the range for the Tennessee pitcher to get the second out. Auburn.
We were talking about it earlier, how fun that's going to be to watch, and I think I actually said Tennessee, Georgia 1 and 2. No disrespect for the Florida Gators, they're actually 2 today, right? I mean, it's just these records
it's
are
change throughout the rest of the season.
It will change. Arkansas got the best of Georgia yesterday in a 1-run game, but yeah, those are going to be some fun games to watch for sure.
Julia Katsoinopoulos in the batter's box. Takes this pitch downstairs, 1-1. Both Tennessee and Georgia, though, at the top of the SEC. Can hit it, they can pitch it. Karen Weekly and her staff have done a really nice job.
Yeah, we were talking about the Auburn defense, plugging players in everywhere. I mean, talk about playing anywhere. Katsoinopoulos is just like a utility player. And Coach Weekly said if she wasn't left-handed, literally any position she could play. So it's really fun to watch.
But even as a lefty, not afraid to put her behind the plate at catcher, as we saw in yesterday's game. This one hit to short. Peralta can't quite get over there, so runner will be safe at first as Kotsoinopolis put it into play.
I'm sure they're going to score that as a hit, but the start Peralta was having, I thought for sure she's going to Derek Jeter that thing in the hole and throw it over. Yeah.
So runner at first, leadoff runner aboard for Tennessee, just their second base runner so far.
Number 2, Laura Miller.
And Lauren Mueller will be the batter.
Looks like they do score a hit.
They scored a hit. Kotsoinopolis. This is a strike. 0-1. Bounces in the dirt and taking off towards second is Kotsoinopolis. So Tennessee has a runner in scoring position.
I mean, it just was off immediately. Again, these are these little things that just speaks to a really good team. I mean, it was in the dirt, no thought, second base. And I mean, that 60 feet is a huge difference in scoring a run.
One ball, one strike. 1-1 pitch. Just outside. It's 2-1.
Even there, and I watched that lead, I mean, she's halfway to third base. It's just really kind of fun to watch. I mean, they play the game hard. Even when they make a mistake, it's out of effort.
Kotsoinopolis 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts this season. This one's fouled off, 2-2.
And you see McNeamer going over to kind of hover, try to keep her close, because that 1 or 2 steps on the lead can be the difference in a base hit and scoring.
Maddie Pinson, the Auburn defense, looking for the first out of the inning. Here's a grounder to third. Wedro looks the runner back, and Kotsoinopolis has to stay put. Get the out over at first. That is exactly how you're taught. Wedra to a T makes the great play.
And again, that's huge. Just keep that runner at second base. And Wedra did do a tremendous job, because you get off there too much, start playing with the runner, then all of a sudden the runner at first is safe, so just get the out.
Textbook though, right? I mean, field it, look the runner back, throw it over. As this one gets past Aubrey Lisenby on the check swing, and now Kotsoinopolis will take third.
And again, just gets away just a little bit, and they're off. And now you have Malloy at the plate. She's got 20 stolen bases and 22 attempts, and that just to speak to that, Auburn as a team, 25 total.
Low in the zone. Lisenby blocks it up. Got to be careful with Kiki Malloy, who did strike out in the first inning. But look at those numbers, 365, 9 home runs, 20 runs driven in the year 500 OBP.
And has not had the best weekend, honestly, the last couple of games, which just makes you kind of nervous if you're Auburn, because you know that's not going to continue.
The averages will play out at some point.
See there in her first 26 games, hitting .474, and the last 7 games, a little bit of a rough go of it. I think it's something here if you're Kiki with the runner at third base and only 1 out, like maybe just get within yourself a little bit and try to score the run, whether that's a ground ball to the right side or a fly ball, not necessarily the hit that she's used to driving.
Auburn's got a 2-0 lead over Tennessee here in the top of the third inning. 2-1 count with 1 out here in the third. This one's outside. 3-1. A bunt bunt attempt, and Kotsoyanopoulos will dive back into third. Nearly ran into an out right there as Malloy missed. Wow, what a sequence.
You know, when I saw Coach Weekly call timeout, pitch before that and talk to her, I thought, no chance they'll call the squeeze, right? But it would. Everyone in the park was surprised by that, but especially Peralta, who was not over at third base in time.
Ball hit foul. The count stays 3-2. Again, what a smart decision that time by Aubrey Lisenby to not throw to third. Nobody was there.
No one was there.
So instead of trying to force anything, just run the runner back.
Also, I feel like it took at least a solid 1 or 2 seconds for anyone to yell that she was coming.
Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's another foul ball. Penta is living inside on the hands against Kiki Malloy. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, a big strikeout for Maddie Penta. It's the second out of the inning.
Huge strikeout, and one of my favorite parts is when you can see her just dial it up, but then how excited she gets. I mean, just throws it by Malloy.
How good is number 9 in that Auburn uniform? Second strikeout of the day for the Tigers right-hander. Zeta Pooney, the batter here for Tennessee, as this one's outside. Lisenby able to keep it in front.
Yeah, it was a great job by Lisenby saving a run there. You know, I'm
right field for the Lady Vols in yesterday's game. We highlight that once again because Tennessee does not have a left-handed batter in their lineup. Everybody is right-handed, and they're still able to hit it all over the place.
And right now, it looks like if they locked on that inside part of the plate, that's where Penta seems to be living.
2-0 to Pooney. And there's a strike. Make it 2-1.
Yeah, goes outside with that one and finally gets the called strike.
Two balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the third. Pooney pops this one up to center field. Michaela Packer makes the catch.
They've been asked to do a lot of things, and you come out and hit the ball out of the park and then also put a sacrifice bunt down, make the defense make a play. They couldn't do it there, and the result was 2 runs.
Prairie scored one of those 2 runs of the day so far for Auburn, and that's been the difference in the game. It's a 2-0 lead for the Tigers. Here's an 0-1 to McCreary. That's out of the zone. It's 1-1. And again, the fun little tidbit in all of this, KK McCreary actually started her college softball career playing for the Lady Vols program.
I mean, you know she had to enjoy yesterday for sure. I mean, I know the result wasn't in the win column, which I'm certain she would have rather have that, but still got to be nice to hit 2 home runs against your former team.
And you mentioned in Friday's game as well, she had a triple. It's the Lady Volunteers. A big weekend at the plate for Auburn's senior left fielder. A 1-2, ball hit over to third. Gibson able to throw to first for the out. 1 down here in the inning.
I'm telling you, if a ball is hit to third base, you might as well just, I don't even look up. Just start recording it as an out.
So Michaela Packer will be the batter that Carlin Pickens will face. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
It's unfair, JJ. Throw it 73, 75, and then pull the string like that.
I was just about to say, now is this the part of the game where we see Carlin Pickens start to settle in? She's retired 5 in a row since Auburn took that 2-0 lead. Make it 6 in a row on the ground out to second. Pickens making good adjustments.
Yeah, so I think it's probably a good thing if you're an Auburn fan that you got 2 runs early, because if she does settle in, I mean, you could see early on she was kind of missing when she was missing way high, kind of out of the zone, and which really helps the hitters lay off of it, obviously. But she starts missing around the zone, that's when it gets a lot tougher.
Peralta will take one upstairs. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Foul ball to even the count at 1-1. Peralta walked in her first plate appearance today. Sees this one low in the zone for ball 2.
Peralta, kind of another one, trying to figure it out, right? Being moved up and down the lineup. Looks like maybe finding a home here in the middle of it.
Pitch inside. 3-1. Look at Peralta's junior year so far. She's meant so much to Auburn through her first 2 seasons and has struggled a little bit at the plate. It'd be big for her to turn it around for this Auburn program, wouldn't you say? Absolutely.
I mean, Auburn needs a couple more bats to step up. They can't depend on Maddie Penta throwing a shutout every game and maybe pushing one across. I mean, they really, going into the end of this season, are going to need a few more players offensively.
A full count with 2 outs. And there's a walk. Second time today, Peralta's been given the free pass.
And quite honestly, I mean, that's just as good. Right? At this point, base runners are the name of the game.
And Isis Tresvik is the player who hit the ball in play for Auburn to bring home those 2 runs. It was scored an error, but nonetheless it resulted in some offense. And again, Tresvik also had that big 2-run homer in yesterday's game. No balls and a strike. And there's the strike to even the count, or good 0-2, excuse me. Tresvik, a slow roller to first. Now it's a foot race to the bag as Tresvik dives at the first base bag. And that is the 3rd and final out of the inning. Auburn softball head coach Mickey Dean looking like he's going to be joined now by Tennessee softball head coach Karen Weekly. Coach, has been a fun game so far to watch. Carlin Pickens seems like she's really settled in since that first inning.
Yeah, she has. I really like the way she's thrown the ball since that first inning. We just got off to a rough start, and you hate to look up on the board and see 1 hit and 2 runs, but you know, we just talked about that. We just made some mistakes, and if we just refocus and do our job, I think we can get right back into this.
Coach, that's tremendous what's going on right there. That you love it. The pattern for Penta is coming back tough on a Sunday. What's the offense have to do?
We've got to sell out for the game plan. Everybody goes up there, they know what they want to hit, but you know, we're getting sawed off, and that's just telling you that we're not really selling out and going for the pitches that we want to hit. So we just got to be a little bit more aggressive when we get what we want.
Best of luck the rest of the way, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That's Karen Weekly joining us as we get going in the 4th. And yeah, on this Easter Sunday, even the Tennessee softball players having a little bit of fun there with their head coach.
Yeah, that's what it's about, right? It's about having a good time, coming out, having fun with what you're doing, and that was a great shot.
McKenna Gibson will lead it off for the Lady Vols as she takes this one outside for ball 1. That is the big question as Maddie Penta continues to be in a groove so far. How can the Tennessee batters adjust their second time going through the lineup against her?
And, you know, I'm certain we'll see the stats at some point in this game because production team has done a great job of showing it, but they're just unreal. Like her Friday versus her Sunday starts.
Yeah, we're just talking about the second time through the order today, and then the bigger picture of all of this is the second time first game to second game entirely.
Right, because it's, you say second time through the order, but really we're talking fourth, fifth time through the order.
Here's a called strike to make it 2-1. And I think it goes back to what you were talking about a little bit earlier, to a certain degree, Amy, that Maddie Penta is known to be walking all throughout campus, watching film constantly, thinking about different ways to improve her game. And the same goes throughout the course of a series. So here's a single back up the middle by McKenna Gibson. We'll see if that can get started. All right, here are the numbers we're talking about. The first start of the weekend compared to the second against the same opponent for Maddie Penta.
And it's ask and you shall receive, right? But yeah, the same opponent, 0-6 with a 3.59 ERA, and then it's just not even comparable. The second start after they've seen her, she's 3-0 and cuts that ERA in half.
Just gets better every time.
Then you heard Coach Weekly talk about selling out to the game plan, how they're getting sawed off, and it's like Gibson came up and did just that. I mean, drove that ball right up the middle.
So Riley West will be the batter here. And takes a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. West batting fourth in the order today. Had been the leadoff batter through the first two games of the series.
We were doing all that talk about Penta. It looks like Katie Taylor's coming to pinch run over there at first base.
There's Katie Taylor, and then Riley West has now called time to go chat with the Tennessee coaching staff. There's assistant coach Chris Malvo going over a game plan as West has fallen behind 0-2. But it's interesting. Riley West hitting cleanup today, had been hitting in the leadoff spot in the first two games. Kiki Malloy had been cleanup in the first two games, and now she's in the leadoff spot. So they've just switched positions in the batting order.
And hitting can be such a mental game sometimes. You saw Coach Malvo talking right there, obviously in charge of the offense for Tennessee. And I was listening to that interview with Kiki Malloy, just talking about how he'll go all week and just preach technical stuff, really break down the swing, and when it comes to game day, absolutely simplify it, just attack the ball. And I think that's probably the message that he's reinforcing right here. If you have the skill, fall back on that.
So no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch coming, and it's fouled off by West. No balls and 2 strikes with the runner at first. Another 0-2 pitch and another foul ball by Riley West. Off the foot this time. She seems to be okay.
You know, this is a big out right here if you're Auburn. Runner at first base, no outs. Middle of the game, only a 2-run lead, but finding an out right here would really change the complexion of this inning.
Swing and a miss, a strikeout for Penta as she fans Riley West for the first out of this 4th inning.
With an 0-2 pitch, maybe you want it a little further out, a little further up, but Penta's like, nope, I'm just gonna rear back and throw it.
3rd strikeout of the game for Maddie Penta. It brings Destiny Rodriguez to the batter's box. Here's a called strike on an off-speed pitch from Penta. It's 0-1.
Just be quiet here so maybe everyone at home can hear that exchange. Coach Weekly did not like that call. Let him know about it. Now the fans are getting into it a little bit.
Having some words with home plate umpire Chris Neighbors. There's a look at Neighbors.
You know, it's not so much about the zone. I think it's more about the consistency of the zone.
Ball 2 outside. It's 2-1.
And I think to Coach Weekly's point, I mean, she's thinking Penta doesn't need any help.
Right.
But on the flip side of that pitch is going, hey, I've thrown a couple that I thought were strikes as well.
Coach Weekly coaching in the dugout over there. Back up the middle, off of Penta. Leck will field, and she'll dive to the bag and get the out.
I don't know about that one, JJ.
We see Tennessee asking for a challenge. And hard hit ball off the knee of Maddie Penta.
She looks like she's okay, but it was hit hard, and hopefully she got turned enough there, but this is a
Tennessee
tough
is
angle from
challenging
the
the out call at
backside.
first base. That play is
But
not under
initially,
review.
I really thought she got there. Oh, no, she's out.
Look at
Coach Weekly still talking to the umpire there. I think more of that, though, is kind of trying to get her team fired up, really. I mean, down 2 runs, getting into the 4th inning. You know, you got a runner out there in scoring position, and this is a big game, right? I mean, I know they don't care about the win streak.
Yeah.
I'd be nice to keep it going. Nobody wants to lose, right? But this is about an SEC championship and getting a sweep on the road.
Here's a base hit to left field. Heading to the plate is Katie Taylor. It's an RBI single for Taylor Panel. And Tennessee's cut the Auburn lead in half. 2-1 our score now. Look at this swing.
Yeah, this is going to be a really big run for Tennessee. I mean, that ball is up, and that's what they were doing. All those balls up yesterday, they were able to drive, and happens again there. And I just want to give credit to McCrary out there in left field. I mean, if you throw that ball to the plate, no chance in getting an out there, and then you're giving up 60 feet and putting another runner in scoring position. So keeping that runner at first base is huge.
So Sophia Nugent will be the batter with 2 outs in the inning and takes the first pitch strike. Tennessee is on the scoreboard. Auburn leads 2-1. A 1 pitch. Just missed, and it's 1-1.
That is a tremendous take right there by Nugent.
This home Auburn crowd continues to have some words with the umpires. Wouldn't expect anything different anywhere.
And you could see, I mean, I think that 1 pitch that she held up on is really just an overall how this Tennessee team approaches. I mean, she was yes, 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 and then at the last second held up. And that's kind of the mentality you have to have if you're going to be successful, especially off a pitcher like Penta.
2-1. Swing and a miss. How about that off-speed pitch? Penta gets Nugent out in front, and that's strike 2. It was a great pitch.
Not only the pitch, but the location of the pitch. I mean, you leave that up a little bit more, it's kind of a different story. That is a tremendous spot.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the 4th. Ground ball to short. Peralta stays with it and gets the outs. Final out. Lady Vols on this Easter Sunday, and now being joined by Auburn softball head coach Mickey Dean. Coach, what are you seeing out of your starting pitcher so far today?
She's doing a really good job of hitting her spots. You know, they're a tough lineup, and you have no idea how good she was. Even though she gave up a run there, you have no idea how good she was at hitting her spots against some pretty tough batters.
Coach, we talked about KK yesterday hitting those home runs, and then today you asked her to put that bunt down and manufacture some runs early.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they can only make mistakes if you put the ball in play. And so we want to make sure we're putting the ball in play as much as possible, making it tough for them.
Best of luck the rest of the way, Coach. Thanks for the time.
War Eagle.
That's Auburn softball head coach Mickey Dean joining us here. So we're ready to go in this 4th inning. Yeah, it's a lineup full of versatile players and hitters, to your point. And we'll see Leck, Lisenby, and Pinta, the 3 batters, due up this inning here for Auburn.
Yeah, and we talked last inning about Peralta really needing to get it going for Auburn. I think Leck is one of those players too. You started out pretty hot, and as of late, I think she just needs one good at bat to kind of get her back on track.
Leck takes this one up high for ball 1, and not to mention Carlin Pickens is settling in and getting more comfortable and locked in. Tennessee just got a run in the top of the 4th. In a lot of ways, this does feel like a bigger inning for the Auburn offense.
Yeah, and I know it's Pickens, and that's tough, but it's also the SEC, and you're going to see that every week. There's going to be a pitcher that's very, very good. So in order to make some noise, get into the postseason, again, it's going to take a couple more players in this Auburn lineup offensively.
2 balls and no strikes to Leck. It's a called strike. It's 2-1. Leck working ahead in the count now. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Auburn doing a really good job of at least making Pickens throw some pitches here. I mean, getting it to a lot of 3-ball counts.
Let's see if Amelia Leck can turn on one here. 3-1 offering, and Leck will put this one in play. And what a stop by McKenna Gibson at the 3rd base bag. Wow.
I'm telling you what, she has more than impressed me defensively over there at 3rd base. And this is a really tough play that, again, she just makes look easy because that hop, I mean, you always teach an infielder when you're charging in to get the hop as close as you can to the ground, and she really didn't have a choice because of where it was, and she's still able to field it and throw it over there.
Not only that, looking at the replay, she could have stumbled over the 3rd base bag. I mean, having to navigate where that is, stay in rhythm, stay in motion, and get the out. Nice play by Tennessee's McKenna Gibson. Aubrey Lisenby, the batter here for Auburn. Out in front on that one, it's 1-1.
Tennessee's pitchers get a lot of play, rightfully so, but their ERA is where it is because of plays like that.
Lisenby hits one right back to Carlin Pickens, who gets the out. 2 down in the inning.
Up to bat. Number 5, Mariah Pinta.
Mariah Pinta will be the batter here for Auburn with 2 outs and the base is empty. Pinta hits one down the line, but just foul.
It's the 2nd time she's come up ready to hit.
No balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Mariah Pinta, fouled off down the 1st baseline this time. It's quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, a strikeout for Carlin Pickens. A 1-2-3 inning for the Tennessee right-hander. 4 innings done, and Auburn's on top, 2-1. Batter here for Tennessee. He fouls this one off and into the seats. Pinta settling in here in the 5th. The 8, 9, and 1 batters are due up this inning for Tennessee.
I think one of my favorite things is when you get a coaching call the week before, and it's how all of these coaches describe Maddie Pinto, right? And it's
1-1.
the same but different, right? They all find a way to just talk about how good she is, and Coach Weekly was really, really high on her. I mean, saying, you know, she's the SEC Pitcher of the Year. Of course, she's got to be good. She's got phenomenal numbers, and you got to just approach it in a way. If you have 9 good at-bats, you know, maybe you get 3 decent swings off, and those come at the time where you can put a run across.
Ahead in the count now, 1-2. Again, Maddie Pinto leads the SEC in strikeouts this season. Coach Weekly's point is the SEC reigning pitcher of the year. And just building on that. 1-2 is low. It's 2-2. And oh yeah, she's the all-time winningest pitcher to ever play for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, 68 career runs is crazy. But that's exactly what Tennessee did last inning, right? Got the big 2-out hit, and you know, should mention it's real tough to have given up 2 runs off of 1 hit. On the flip side, you got another strikeout there, and Lisby fires it down there to finish it off.
Another strikeout for Maddie Pinto to get the first out of the inning. Pinto's season totals now at 135 on the year, her 4th strikeout of today's game. Here's the Lady Vols shortstop, Lauren Mueller. Takes a strike. It's 0-1.
You know, in that 3rd inning, it kind of felt like she was not losing it, but just pitches weren't quite going where they wanted, and it's clear that she's gotten back into the groove.
The 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Pinto going for another strikeout here. An 0-2 pitch. Right back to her. Easy put away for Maddie Pinto for the 2nd out. Amy, how about the job both of these pitchers today have done,
I mean,
handling some of those comebackers?
Just going to say, it just sounds so obvious to pitching with a lead is better, obviously. But here's the thing. You start pressing as a hitter, you get late in the game, and then all of a sudden you start swinging at pitches that you wouldn't. And if you are swinging at pitches from Maddie Pinto that are out of the zone, then your chances just diminish remarkably.
And I just want to talk about the reaction time for both Pinto and Pickens.
Well, you can't.
On a ball hit right back, you know?
Yeah. No, they obviously, PFP, pitchers fielding practice, you do that all the time. And I mean, they're certainly throwing it over there, making it look way easier than it is. But it's just practice, all the hours that people don't see.
Maddie Pinto set to throw pitch number 80. It'll be the first offering to Kiki Malloy. Talented leadoff batter for Tennessee, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. A great pitch from Pinto. Just missed the strike zone.
Just a really good spot. And she's asking right now, is that low?
1-0 pitch. Slow roller to 3rd. Weedra's got it, and her throw to 1st is in time. It's a 1-2.
Make one. They were not able to, and the result is a 2-run lead for the Auburn Tigers right now.
It's the 9-1 and 2 batters due up for Auburn this inning, starting with Annabelle Weedra, who takes a first pitch strike that's 0-1. Swing and a miss that time from Weidra. It's 0-2. Weidra grounded out to Carlin Pickens. Her first time up. The 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to second. Destiny Rodriguez handles it well. It's the first out of the inning. So 1 down. Auburn will bring Riley McNeemer to the batter's box.
They flipped it up to the top of the lineup, and I know McNeever's not been in this position, had to come in for bowlers earlier when she took that pitch, but you have to think Auburn's really pressing right now for another run.
Pitch inside, Riley McNeemer takes it. Again, Anna Wohlers was hit by a pitch on the elbow. Was icing it a little bit earlier, but she has exited the game for the day. There's a shot of her in the dugout right now.
The ice off and the sleeve on is hopefully a good sign that it's not a really serious injury.
1-1 the count after that swing and a miss. McNeemer came in that first inning, able to come in and score a run. This is her second plate appearance. Fouls this one off. It's 1-2.
You know, I keep talking about the McCrary bunt to the point that you're going to be like, please stop. But they got it down, Auburn, was able to score. And then Tennessee turned around and, you know, tried to get a squeeze, which if had the bunt gone down, I'm pretty sure they would have scored, and were not able to execute it.
A 1-2 pitch. Just missed. And the count's even at 2-2. Offense has told the story through the first 2 games of the series. That has not been the case here today in this one.
No, and it's a classic Sunday matchup, right? It's the grit. It's coming through, focusing. I mean, Sundays can be long.
Yeah. Full count now to McNeemer. Carlin Pickens is looking for just her 3rd strikeout of the game. Fouled off by McNeemer.
I feel like you're in the part of the game where even just a base runner right now to break it up, break up the 1, 2, 3 innings would help.
Out to right field, a diving effort in right. What a catch.
Man, I don't know. I mean, the umpire was confident and right there, but when she initially dives, it kind of looked like that ball was about to come out of her glove, and then she did a good job of rolling and hiding it. Get a better look at it right here. Oh, she was able to kind of scoop it and get it under there. What a tremendous catch. We've seen a lot of great defensive plays today.
Taylor Panel able to make the play there and right. KK McCrary sees this one run inside for strike 1. We've had web gems for both teams in this game so far.
Defense is my favorite, JJ.
Right there with you. Foul ball by McCreary, and it's quickly 0-2. KK McCreary has the lone hit of the game for Auburn. Just 1 hit for the Tigers, but they still hold on to a 1-run lead.
JJ, you old enough to watch, did you ever watch This Week in Baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Web gems were my favorite.
Yes,
that was my favorite part of the
absolutely.
whole show.
We've seen several today. And there's a swing and a miss. 3rd strike.
This is a polar opposite game today and has a lot to do with the pitching.
Zeta Pooney will lead it off for Tennessee here in the 6th and takes ball 1 on the inside.
Penta has faced 4 batters over the minimum, and that again speaks volumes, because if she can get through here going into the 7th, going to be facing 7, 8, 9.
Ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The batter, Zeta Pooney. Pooney, Gibson, and West. The 3 Lady Vols due up this inning. There's a strike, and it's 2-1.
And she's got a little play there in the lineup with a couple, but you certainly don't want it to roll over one more time.
Tennessee has won 20 consecutive games, the nation's longest winning streak in softball. Auburn holding on to a 1-run lead, getting late in today's game.
I think the most shocking thing about that streak is I have, every weekend that I've pulled up some scores, I'm like, who beat who? I mean,
Yeah.
There's always some unexpected results. You see Peralta just continuing to have a good defensive day.
What an effort she's having.
So for Tennessee to just continually put complete games together and find a way to get some wins, it is impressive.
Up to bat, number 24, Lieutenant Gibson.
Look at Chris Malvo and head coach Karen Weekly, the Tennessee coaching staff. What can we do? How can we find a way to get some base runners on facing Maddie Penta?
I think he's not the only one this season who has asked that question.
Ball outside to Gibson, it's 1-0.
But again, if you watched the game yesterday, it was all the balls that were left up, belt high and higher, that Tennessee was jumping all over. And Penta has done nothing but keep the ball down and change speeds and hit her spots. I mean, she'll put an up pitch every now and then. See that one there, but it's outside enough that if you swing at it, you're not going to do much with it.
A strike to make it 1-1. One out here in the inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a called strike. It's 1-2 as Maddie Penta gets out in front in the count. One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed inside. 2-2.
And again, just another great pitch, right? If you swing at that, you're not doing much with it. I mean, probably a ground ball that defense can field, so she's continually doing a good job of hitting her spots.
2 balls and 2 strikes. This one's outside to make it a full count.
I feel like that's the one that she's reached through throughout this game and just kind of thrown it by someone. She tried to do it again there and a little too far out of the zone.
McKenna Gibson has one of the hits for Tennessee today and scored their lone run. She has a full count right now. Payoff pitch, and it's hit back foul. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up. On the way, another 3-2 pitch that misses outside. It's a walk. The Tennessee Lady Vols have a 1-out base runner.
And a great at-bat. I mean, that's the kind of life that you're looking for if you're Tennessee. Just get somebody on because you're 1 run down. If you're Auburn, you're counting outs at this point, but you're going to have to do it against West.
And home runs have told the story for Tennessee all weekend long and really throughout the course of the season. Tied for the most in the SEC. They've hit 7 this weekend. And now with the runner on, one swing of the bat can put the Lady Vols back in front.
And I don't know what's going on right here, but I'm sure it's
Everyone's wanting to be on the same page as we get later.
I mean, you have to make sure. You cannot make one mistake to this lineup.
First pitch to West. Gets away from Lisenby. Ruled a foul ball. Foul ball.
Good job by
Gibson go back to
Lisenby.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jumping out there and grabbing that. You spin like that, you never know if it's going to come back fair, but I mean, West was standing there watching it as well.
So no balls and a strike. Pinta had nothing in 2. As we look at the numbers, Maddie Pinta nearing 100 pitches on the day. She's thrown 95 so far.
And this might be one of the biggest ones. You got an 0-2 count. You really need to make your pitcher's pitch here.
The 0-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, a big strikeout. Pinta is fired up.
She knows how big of an out that was. My goodness. I mean, again, places this on the outer half, maybe a little too much, but is able to dial it up and is throwing it by these Tennessee hitters. I mean, Lisenby knows how awesome that is too.
So 2 outs now. And Destiny Rodriguez will be the batter. Fouls this one off. Into the seats. A great catch, a barehanded grab made up in the seats.
And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, JJ, when you're getting to the middle of this count. I mean, if you're able to let a couple runners on, you really, really do not want to roll this lineup over. So these next batter, if she's able to get on, these are huge outs right now.
Rodriguez held up. It's 1-1. Pitch outside. It's 2-1.
And Rodriguez out of anybody. You know, Coach Weekly's been saying how she's been having really competitive at bats, really doing some adjustments with her swing, constantly calm, and even her outs are allowed.
Rodriguez pops this one back foul. It's 2-2 on what was pitch number 100 from Maddie Pinta.
Over here looking at the stolen base stat lines, and I thought it was going to be 0 stolen bases for Gibson, but just wanted to confirm, so probably not a threat to go anywhere.
Wild pitch.
Unless you have that.
Ricochets back to Pinta. Now Gibson is in scoring position. And that is a rarity, Amy, that Pinta misses so far outside of the bottom of the 6th inning. And there's ball 4. A walk for Rodriguez to put runners at first and second.
Feeling like I'm just jinxing everything here. I mean, I talk about first base open, then we walk, rare and back, and then how we can't get to 7, 8, 9. Well, now it's very close to getting to 7, 8, 9.
First runner checks in at first base for Tennessee, number 88, Amanda Allen.
Amanda Allen, the pinch runner for Tennessee over at first.
Which becomes a huge, huge base runner at this point. And you certainly don't want to give up the tie if you're Auburn, but that runner at first base put Tennessee ahead.
Taylor Panel takes a first pitch strike. She has the 1 RBI hit today for the Lady Vols. Also had a diving catch in right field. It is no balls and a strike. There's a swing and a miss. That's strike 2.
Now up 0-2, and I always like to see defensively how teams are going to play this, because certainly once you're outfield in enough to where you can throw the runner out at the plate if there is a base hit, but you don't want to get in a bayou over your head either and let the winning run come across.
Nothing in 2. The pitch home is hit foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Another big pitch coming up here for Penta. Swing and a miss. A massive strikeout for the Auburn right-hander. Base was Peralta on a walk, and we'll see Peralta bat second this inning. Packer, Peralta, Tresvik, the 3 batters due up for Auburn here in the inning.
I mean, Pickens might be getting a little overshadowed by what Penta's done, especially in that last inning, but she's given up 1 hit. 1 hit, and is really throwing a tremendous game.
There's a called strike. Packer, and it's 1-1. Kayla Packer is 0 for 2 in today's game. The senior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. One and 2. Mickey Dean was telling me a story earlier in the week. First time he saw Michaela Packer playing, she was actually a switch hitter, hitting both left-handed and right-handed, and was just blown away by her speed, hitting from both sides of the plate. Comes to college, focuses on only hitting as a right-handed player, but we're all fascinated watching her run the bases.
So from the left side swinging?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard a lot of Auburn softball stories. I have not heard that one.
Yeah. That was a first for me this weekend from Coach. How about this one hit down the right field line? We're going to get to see Packer take off. How about the stand-up double for Michaela Packer?
It's got to feel good
Auburn needed.
if you're Michaela Packer. I mean, 2-strike count. Is able to kind of stay inside that pitch, and then with that speed, it gets down the line like that. You know she's at second base, and was her senior day yesterday. Has a lot of family in town. That's got to feel good.
First double of the season for Michaela Packer. She's just used to not stopping at that second base bag and moving over to third.
That is a crazy stat, actually.
Here's Nelia Peralta, as this one's bunted back foul. It's 0-1. Peralta has walked twice today and done a remarkable job defensively at shortstop.
It looks like Auburn right now is, again, just trying to manufacture a run. A little curious to me, because any ball to the outfield, you think Packer is going to score for sure.
Called strike. It's 0-2. Auburn has struggled with runners in scoring position throughout the course of the season. 0-2. Up high. Ball 1.
I'm sure that was part of it too, right? That Coach Dean knows how big a 1 run right here would be going into the 7th inning.
2 for 18 on the series are the Tigers with runners in scoring position. This ball blasted to right field. Malloy can't get there. Packer being waved to the plate as Peralta will take off towards third. It's a triple for Nelia Peralta.
And if you are asked to sacrifice bunt and you don't get it down, there's one way that you can make up for it, and Peralta just did it right there. I mean, Malloy had a beat on it, and with her in the outfield, anything has a chance, but Packer is tagging from second base. I mean, she was standing there. If Malloy catches that ball, Packer is scoring regardless. She did not leave until that ball hit the ground. Some
Great effort
speed
from Kiki Malloy. Tresvik checked her swing. It's a strike anyway. It's 0-1. Auburn has got at least 1 insurance run this inning. 3 outs away from a victory, but you know they'd like to add some more. Tresvik bunts this one back foul. It's 0-2.
Telling you, it's a lost art. It's a lost art.
Yeah.
That's why I think that bunt in the first was so big by KK.
No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 up in the zone for ball 1. No outs in the inning and a runner at third for the Tigers. On what was the first triple of the season for Nelia Peralta. There's a swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Carlin Pickens when Tennessee desperately needed an out.
That is a big, big strikeout. You can see this pitch just running inside because if you're a hitter there, you really want to do anything you can to put the ball in play. Easier said than done off Pickens for sure.
Here's Amelia Leck, who fouls this one off. Leck is 0 for 2 on the day. As we were talking, it'd be nice for this Auburn offense to see Amelia Leck get going. Over half of her hits on the season have turned into home runs.
You can see Pickens really throwing that screwball, and it has some bite to it.
Carlin Pickens is ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Leck hits one to left field. Past the diving West. 1 run will score. Amelia Leck has a double. Third extra base hit of the inning for Auburn, and the 2nd run scores this inning.
And she really did a great job. I mean, Pickens comes back with that. What a tremendous effort out there in left field. Gets her glove on it, but I think Leck is more like relief, but did a really good job. Saw the screwball for the 3rd straight time. I think right now Tennessee's just trying to keep it close.
Runner in scoring position for Aubrey Lisenby, the batter for Auburn. Talia Martin takes off towards third, and she'll dive in safely. And then Martin was tagged out. Her foot came off the bag. Wow, what a play that was, Amy. Let's take another look.
I mean, does a good job of seeing it down and then just takes off, and I'm not sure, she clearly didn't know where the ball went. Maybe thought it went out into left field.
So 2 outs now in the inning and a runner out of scoring position. Two and 1 the count now to Aubrey Lisenby. Two one, rolls up to the plate, and it's 3 and 1.
Man, JJ, that is just a rally killer. I mean,
Costly base running miscue.
2 runs are obviously very helpful, but runner at third base with 1 out is a lot different.
Lisenby hits this one down the right field line, but foul.
Really got to credit this Tennessee team in the outfield. I mean, they are laying out all over the place.
Auburn with a 4-1 lead. They've added 2 runs here in the 6th inning. A full count to Aubrey Lisenby. And that's a walk. Patient approach from the Auburn catcher.
Yeah, really good at bat, especially with what just happened on the bases. I mean, be really easy to concede there and say, hey, 2 runs, let's go get 3 outs. Good job, Lisenby.
So here's a look at Mariah Penta, Auburn's designated player today. Hits this one on a ground to short, and the throw over is in time for the final out of the inning. But Auburn adds 2 runs of insurance to their lead. Bottom part of the order for Tennessee that will face Maddie Penta. 7, 8, and 9 batters due up for the Lady Vols. And again, Auburn is trying to stop the 20-game winning streak of the Tennessee Lady Vols.
You certainly don't want to understate offensively what they did last inning. Put some 2 insurance runs up there. But that strikeout in the 6th inning to get them out with runner when Tennessee had runners in scoring position, that really changed the game.
One ball and 1 strike to Nugent, who takes a strike, and it's 1-2. The Tigers are going for their 3rd SEC win of the season. Auburn is also going for career win number 700 for their head coach, Mickey Dean.
I'm sure he would love to get it today.
1-2 pitch, and it bounces up to the plate.
When you're talking about wins at this point, everyone is so vital to get to postseason.
Auburn and head coach Mickey Dean announcing earlier in the week, Coach Dean will retire at the end of the season. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Hit down the third base line. It's a fair ball. It'll be extra bases for Nugent as McCrary fields it in the corner, quickly gets it in. Just what Tennessee needed, a leadoff double.
And how big are those 2 runs now in the bottom of the 6th for Auburn? I mean, Nugent, that ball is on the outer half of the plate and going down, and she's able to go get it and strong enough to drive it down the left field line.
Amy, no win is easy in the SEC, and when you are as good as the Tennessee Lady Volunteers, of course, they will work till their last out.
Well, and Sophia Nugent getting on, you know what that does? It's going to bring the top of the lineup up.
As Gabby Leach will come in to run at second. The number 8 batter, Julia Kotsoyanopoulos, then Lauren Mueller, and then we'll turn it back over to the leadoff batter, Kiki Malloy. Kotsoyanopoulos is 1 for 2 on the day. Auburn leads 4-1. First pitch from Pinta is fouled off. So how does Maddie Pinta respond now in this moment?
Well, she's going to Pinta up, I'm certain of it. Come throw some strikes. What she's going to need is her defense to make plays behind her. And right now, if you're that defense, you are absolutely making sure of an out somewhere.
Pinta settles back in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Up high for ball 2.
Sometimes it's easy to get ahead of yourself and be like, oh, we got 3-run lead, just go get a couple outs, but this is where you really have to lock in.
Briefly lost in the chaos in the start of the inning. Auburn has brought in a new first baseman defensively as well. There is Axe Milanowski. Axe Milanowski now into the game to play first base.
You can see that pitch count getting up there a little bit again for Maddie Pinta.
Two balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch is hit back foul, and it's 2-2.
Kind of feels like this half of the inning is lasting as long as the entire game right now.
We're in the very late stages of this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kotsoyanopoulos. That's ball 3 It's a full count.
And what a take.
Consuenopolis started to walk off as if she was rung up, but
no, I think she was just real happy she didn't
exhaling,
swing.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the pitch, right? That's been getting them all day.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Penta.
The price of admission is worth Maddie Penta's reacts alone. And here she's like, hold up, I'm trying to get excited, but let me get down.
Yeah.
Let me get down,
Here
Elizabeth.
comes the throw back to second, no kidding. 2 outs away for Auburn. And the shortstop, Lauren Mueller, is the batter. She'll take this one low and away for ball 1. Again, Tennessee has the nation's longest winning streak. They are 28-4 overall on the season, undefeated in SEC play. Down by 3 runs with 2 outs to work with. There's head coach Karen Weekly, and here are those longest active winning streaks in Division I.
How about Omaha?
Love it. Tennessee, Omaha, and of course the reigning champs, Oklahoma. Mueller hits one deep to right field. That's off the wall. Tresvik fields, throws in quickly to second, and she's out.
What
An outfield assist in right
play.
field from Isis Tresvik. What a throw.
Holy cow, that may have saved the game for Auburn. I mean, Isis Tresvik plays it perfectly, 1 hop off the wall, and then it fires an absolute dart to second base. Peralta applies the tag.
Unbelievable. Malloy, the batter, with 2 outs and takes strike 1. Tennessee is down to their final out.
I mean, I don't even fault Mueller for trying to take second base there. What an unbelievable play by Tresvik.
0-1. There is one low for ball 1. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And if you're Penta, you're a competitor, and this is what you want, right? You want to face the best hitter.
Best on best.
Yes.
Malloy pops one up, shallow right field. Isis Tresvik makes the catch, and Auburn
Yeah, wow, yeah, huh, yeah, wow, yeah, let's talk about change and the progress we make in the journey of life. It's the path we take from the old to the new. We're ever evolving in the cycle of growth. We keep revolving. Change can be daunting, it can make us afraid, but it's also the fuel for the progress we made. Through the twists and turns, we learn to adapt and embrace the changes without looking back. Change and progress, they go hand in hand in the journey of life, where we make our stand. With every step forward, we leave the past behind in the pursuit of progress in the depths of our mind. From the inventions of old to the technologies of today, we're constantly innovating in every single way. From the streets we walk to the skies we soar, progress is the engine that drives us more. But progress isn't always linear, it's a winding road with ups and downs and unexpected loads. Yet through perseverance and determination strong, we push through the challenges where we belong. Change and progress, they go hand hand in hand in the journey of life, where we make our stand. With every step forward, we leave the past behind, in the pursuit of progress in the depths of our mind. So as we embrace change and strive for progress, let's remember the journey and all that we possess. For in the dance of change and the song of progress, we'll find our purpose and our hearts will digress. Yeah, in the melody of life, let's keep moving on, in the pursuits of progress where we belong. For in the journey of change and the path we trod, we'll find our way forward to the promise of God.